Now let's look at this question. So here they are saying, given that given 14 over p, let's just write it. We have 14. So this is going to be 1.2.1, right? So they are saying given 14 over p equals to p plus 5, right? Solve for p. So in order for us to solve for p, we can already see that we have a fraction here, which is a fraction, right? We have this, which is a fraction, and we have to make that, we are going to make this to be a fraction as well. So it's going to be all over 1, right? And then from here we can just cross multiply, right? We can just cross multiply. So what we are going to have, p plus 5 equals to 14, right? And then this is going to be p squared plus 5p, and then when we transpose this 14, and it comes this side, it becomes negative. So it's going to be minus 14 equals to 0, right? And then from here we can just open our two brackets, equals to 0. So we are going to have p and p here, right? So now we want the factors of 14, right? So we want the factors of 14 that will give us a positive 5, right? So when we write here, we are going to write 14, right? So the two factors of 14 that can give us 5, we have a 7 and a 2, right? So we want a positive 5. We want a positive 5, right? So these numbers we need, when we add or subtract, they must give us what? A positive 5. So which one must be negative? So this one is going to be negative, and this one is going to be positive, right? So 7 minus 2 is going to be positive 5 p. So easily we are going to have plus 7 minus 2, right? And then from here we are going to say p minus 2 equals to 0, and p plus 7 is equals to 0. So p is going to be equals to 2, or p is going to be equals to negative what? Negative 7. So your final answer is just p equals to 2 or p equals to negative 7, right? So those are your answers, right? So they are saying hence otherwise solve for x if 14 over square root of x plus 5 equals to square root of x plus 5 plus 5, right? Before I can do anything, right, I can see that this equation, right, this equation, it almost looks similar as this one, right? It almost looks as similar as this one, right? So I'm going to try and write it that way, right? That's what I'm going to try and do. So you have 1.2.2 right now. So you have 1.2.2, right? So they're saying hence otherwise solve for x if, right, if 14 over the square root of x plus 5 equals to the square root of x plus 5 plus 5, right? So yeah, let's take this and write it on a new page. So we need to solve for this, right? Great. So we know that So we know, right, we had 14 over p equals to p plus, what was it? It was p plus 5. It was p plus 5, right? This is what we know. So we just going to park this here, right? So we can say now, let, right, p be equals to the square root of x plus 5, right? We're going to say let p be the square root of 14. P, we are going to say let p equals to the square root of x plus 5, right? So when we rewrite this, it's going to be 14, right, divided by, we still have our p equals to, we still have p here, plus 5, right? So we know the value of p, right? So when we solved this, so when we were solving this, right, so when we were solving this, we found that p was equals to 2 or equals to negative 7. So it was 2 or p was equals to negative 7, right? So now let's do that. So we are going to have the square root of x plus 5 equals to 2 or x plus 5 equals to negative 7. Remember, we are still solving for x, right? It's going to be equals to negative 7, right? So I'm going to start here. I'm going to start with this one, right? So here I have a square root of x plus 5 equals to negative 7. So here there is no value of x, right, that will give me a negative 7, right? There is no value of x on a square root that will give me a negative 7. So we can already write that this has no real solution, right? So here, when I had this, x plus 5 should be greater than 0, but currently it's not. So this means that it has no real solution, right? So this is what we can solve for because it's positive, right? So here what we are going to do is we are going to have x plus 5 equals to 2, and then we square both sides. We square both sides. So this is going to be x plus 5 equals to 4, and x is going to be equals to 4 minus 5. It's going to be negative 1. So this is going to be our answer, right? So when we check, right, so when we check, when we substitute negative 1 plus 5 equals to 2, so negative 1 plus 5 is equals to 4, right? It's going to be equals to 4 equals to 2, and this is 2 is 2, right? So this means it's an acceptable solution, right? So this is how we solve this equation, this question, right?